Getting into college is no longer just about grades, it's all about your story. Today, I'm going to help you crush one of the most important parts of your college application, your college essays. Whether you're aiming for Ivy Leagues or a state school, a strong essay can literally make or break your entire application. So if you want to get into a top college, make sure to subscribe for no gatekeeping college application tips. So why do admissions officers care so much about college essays? Well, it's because your essay shows a side of you that no other parts of the application does. College essays are the best place to show your personality, the why behind everything you do. For your personal statement, you're sharing the why are you interested in the things you're interested in, and the why are you the person you are today. For your supplemental essays, you're sharing why are you applying to this college? Why do you want to study what you're studying? Why do you want to study this major? Today we'll focus on your personal statement, which is a 650 to 800 word essay that typically answers a prompt asking you about your background, challenges you faced, learnings, and it's overall very reflective and storytelling focused. When students ask me, should I write my personal statement about my achievements or my academics? The answer is no, with a small asterisk. You should not use your precious word count to reiterate parts of your application you've already talked about before. You have so many places to flex your academics and your achievements throughout the application. I'm talking your transcript, your activity section. Admission officers want to learn something new about you in every single section. Surprise them. Sprinkle in a little personality wherever you can. Think about it from an admission officer's perspective. If you were reading hundreds of applications every single day, do you want to read about the same stats and the bland words? No. The most memorable essays are the ones that are unique. And to write something unique, you just need to showcase who you are. Not to be cheesy, but there really is just one of you in the entire world. Just look at how Stanford and Princeton says that essays and character are very important. Y'all, I'm even pulling up the receipts. Colleges care so much about getting to know you. Your college essays are more than just about seeing your writing abilities. They want to see if you're a good fit for the college. For example, do you represent Rice, a school that values their unconventional wisdom? Or even MIT, a school that values quirkiness and discovery? By the way, quirky is actually the word MIT uses to describe their own values on their website. Now, going back to what I said, the answer is no, with a small asterisk. Because if there is a significant achievement, such as creating a passion project, now that I support talking briefly about in your college essays. I'll get into this a little bit more in a future video. The trickiest part about college essays is thinking about what you actually want to write about. My best advice is to keep a brainstorming list on your phone, something in your notes app or Google Doc, where you just start writing about anything that's ever happened to you in your life, no matter how big or small they seem. It'd be best to keep it related to things that happened after your freshman year of high school, but there's probably significant moments that happened in your life before freshman year, so feel free to write that down in your brainstorm list. Now split all of your bullets into 5 categories: challenges, learnings, interests or hobbies, aspirations and goals, and random thoughts. This could be something that shows your personality. It seems insignificant at the moment, but the whole point of this exercise is to just get anything you can on paper. Now feel free to do this brain dump all in one go, or give it a couple days to build up a list that you feel pretty proud of. I feel like some of the best ideas happen when I'm showering or like right before I go to sleep. That's why I suggested keeping a notes tab on your phone so that it's easy to write down an idea whenever you think about it. But no matter where or when you start thinking of these ideas, make sure you are locked in. You don't want phones distracting you. This is a pretty personal and vulnerable moment. It requires a lot of reflection. Once you collect your ideas, go through your list and highlight the bullet points that you feel the most proud or excited to share. For challenges, many of the topics are probably pretty vulnerable, so make sure to highlight the topics that you feel comfortable talking about in your college essay. Please remember this: you don't need to trauma dump for a strong college essay. Now that you have your final few bullets, most of the time something just clicks. You'll feel more drawn to a specific topic you listed. And if not, make sure to choose a topic that actually answers your prompt. It's best to just get started with writing. Choose a topic that you feel particularly drawn to and just start typing. Then after you're writing, if you feel like there needs to be a shift in the focus, or if you don't like the idea anymore and you want to switch to something else, explore what you feel is missing and start revising. That's why people always say start early with your college essays, because usually people write something in August, a whole entire draft of their college essay, and then by the time October rolls around, you're reading it and you're like, this doesn't even sound like me. I don't like what I just wrote. Let me restart. So don't be afraid to start again and again and again. Remember, your essay should be something you're proud of. So you might have seen the Harvard girl's TikTok who wrote about the letter S for her college essays.
I hate the letter S.
Or fell into a rabbit hole of watching YouTube videos that are like, reading the college essays that got me into blank college. I'm always so amazed by people's beautiful writing. However, you need to remember these are simply examples, not inspiration. I remember when I was applying to colleges, I kept reading those example essays that got students into top colleges. Then when I was writing my own essay, I just subconsciously started writing like those examples. The essay never really felt right. I had to step away, delete everything, start from scratch, and write an essay that I am much more proud of that actually represented who I am. That's the biggest thing about your essays. When you read your essay out loud, it should feel really natural. Now, I'm not saying for your essay start throwing out all the slang you know and writing as if you're texting your bestie. If you were to read this essay out loud in front of your close friends and family, not telling them that it's about you, by the first 2 paragraphs, they should already know immediately, oh my gosh, this story is about you. Now that you know the tone of your essay, I need you to throw away your knowledge of English class essay writing. Your college essays do not need to be in the 5-paragraph format, and you should always write in first-person perspective. Make the readers feel like they're living your story. Remember, show, don't tell. You hear this everywhere. And for good reason. Everyone can say they're resilient. They faced many challenges but got back up on their feet and then achieved a goal. But listen to Jasmine's story. I was working a part-time job to support my younger brother so he can take music classes. Balancing the job and a heavy course load with 4 AP classes felt overwhelming. I decided I need to break up my task into smaller steps, use Google Calendar to keep track of all of my school and work schedule, and ask for help when needed. Then I proceeded to get my highest GPA yet for the semester. Jasmine never once used the word resilient, yet we learned that from her storytelling. I learned that she has a part-time job, that she's a very loving and supportive sister, values time management, is a problem solver, and unafraid to ask for help. I learned so much about her just from that very short story, but it's so much more valuable than just simply saying, I went through hardships and I'm very resilient. So I'm going to say it again and drill it into your head. When you start writing your essay draft, please remember, show, don't tell. Remember Jasmine's story. This next tip is always easier said than done, and that's to remember to keep your language positive. Even if you're discussing challenges or different setbacks, focus on what you learned and how you grew from these experiences. Admissions officers want to see your resilience and your optimism, not just hear about the challenges you face. For example, instead of just saying, I struggle with time management, explain why you might have been struggling with time management. It's because you're someone who's interested in a wide variety of activities, so you're balancing 5 different extracurriculars with your academics, thus causing you to develop a better time management system using Notion. I give the context as to why I'm experiencing this obstacle, what the obstacle is, and how I'm overcoming it. It's all about framing your experiences in a way that showcases your vulnerable side, but also your growth. As this video comes to an end, it only makes sense for me to show you how to conclude your essays. One of the most powerful techniques is to create a full circle moment. This means you're tying your conclusion back to your introduction. It's a subtle way to show how your experiences shaped you into who you are today, but most importantly, it makes your essay feel complete. It's like your very own happily ever after moment, helping make your essay so much more memorable to admission officers. 2 really easy ways to do this is to end your story referencing something that happened in the introduction, making this reference through a learning or connecting it to a future aspiration you have. Here's an example. When I was 8, my grandfather taught me how to make a paper crane. He told me that folding 1,000 cranes would grant me a wish. Determined, I spent every afternoon folding cranes from old newspapers, hoping that one day my wish would come true. I didn't know it then, but those afternoons of folding paper taught me patience, focus, and the importance of small, consistent efforts. Years later, as a high school junior, I applied the same persistence to a different challenge, learning to code. The logic didn't come easily at first, and I was tempted to quit. But just like with the paper cranes, I kept at it, line by line, debugging every error until the code finally worked. It wasn't just about solving the problem, it was about the journey of getting there. Now, as I prepare for college, I see how those small moments have shaped me. Whether folding crayons or writing code, I've learned that success comes from dedication and perseverance. My wish may not have been granted by the cranes, but they gave me something better. The belief that I can achieve anything with time and effort. You see how the crane sets the scene in the beginning? Then at the end, the crane comes back, though not with the same perspective of being able to grant wishes. Instead, it directly shows the students' new growth and learnings. With all this information, you're prepared to get started crushing your college essays. If you made it this far, make sure to like this video so I know you want to see more videos just like this, and make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with the latest college application tips. Alright, good luck besties, you got this.